WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, October 30th, 2015. I'm Ann Gownley. A car crashed into the front of a local business earlier this morning. Hazleton police responded to the Turkey Hill on 15th Street for a report of a motor vehicle accident shortly after 3 a.m. 36-year-old Valnerina D. Leon of New York struck the building with his 2001 Toyota. The car broke the front window and partially entered the store. He was arrested for suspicion of DUI and transported to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton for a blood alcohol test. An employee was also taken to the hospital for minor injuries. Charges are pending the results of that blood test. 3 shooting incidents in Wilkes-Barre in a little over 12 hours. 2 people were taken into custody in connection with the last shooting. That one happened on Gildersleeve Street downtown about 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Several shots were fired, apparently at a home. A description of the car and suspects was put out on the police radio. Shortly thereafter, Edwardsville police stopped a car fitting that description. 2 suspects, a black male and woman, were taken into custody, though it's not known whether they were charged. Earlier Thursday morning, someone fired several shots into a house on Drove Street, a few blocks from Dodson Elementary. And Wednesday night, around 11:30, a man walking down High Street was shot during an attempted robbery. The victim was shot in the arm. The suspect is described as a black male, about 5'3", wearing a black skull cap and black jeans. The injury is not considered serious. Luzerne County has posted an online list of emergency agencies that failed to respond to medical calls within a reasonable time limit. Responders who have numerous violations could lose their licenses according to state law. Emergency personnel have 9 minutes to accept or reject a call before the next agency can be contacted. Ashley, Bear Creek, Edwardsville, Freeland, Mountaintop, Nescopec, and Plymouth had 20 or more violations from April through September of this year. The reports can be viewed online at luzernecounty.org. Crestwood teachers have a new contract. The school board and the teachers have both unanimously ratified the proposal. It's a 5-year deal, retroactive to September 1st. Teachers will get a 2.75% raise for the current school year and next year. They'll get a 2.95% for 2017 and 18 and 3% increases for the 2018-19 and 2019-2020 school years. They'll also have more for their health insurance benefits. There's a 4% premium increase for this year. 4.25, 4.50, and 5 and 6 will follow for each academic year through 2020. The last contract ran out at the end of the summer. Looks like the Cargill plant in the Humboldt Industrial Park will benefit from a candy factory closing near Lancaster. The century-old Wilbur Chocolate Factory in Lidditz is closing. It is owned by Cargill. The company says 130 jobs will be lost, but it says another 30 are being reassigned elsewhere. At least a few of them are headed here. Cargill bought Wilbur Chocolate in 1992. Wilbur Chocolate's best-known candy, the Wilbur Bud, debuted in 1894. The Kathleen Kane situation keeps going deeper into uncharted waters. The judge overseeing the Jerry Sandusky case has ordered Kane to produce whatever evidence she has concerning leaks from the grand jury which investigated his case. Center County Judge John Cleland issued the order on Thursday. Kane has until Wednesday to comply. She has private emails sent by the judge who oversaw the jury, Northumberland County Senior Judge Barry Feudale, which she claims proves he leaked information about the grand jury to the Philadelphia Inquirer. But how she got those emails is a point of contention. Feudale says someone broke into his office in 2013 and stole confidential documents, including the private emails in question. Kane has not responded to his allegations. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis says her office is investigating a complaint about election signs. The complaint was filed by Wilkes-Barre resident William Fleming. George says the signs had disclosures on them when they were put up during the past few months. Of the 800 signs throughout the city, only a few were missing disclosures, and George said they'd either fallen off or had been pulled off. Next Tuesday is election night, and WYLN will present full coverage of local races hosted by WYLN's The Storm host Tiffany Cloud and other panelists. Tiffany attended last night's debate between the two candidates running for Luzerne County District Attorney and has this special story for us tonight as part of our election 2015 coverage.
Candidates for Luzerne County District Attorney faced off Thursday evening in a one-hour forum hosted by the League of Women Voters at Wyoming Seminary. Democratic contender Vito DeLuca talked in his opening statement about his background as a defense attorney. During the evening, he said violent crime is the county's top issue, and he touted community-based prosecution and the need for proactivity. Incumbent Republican District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis discussed how she reorganized the DA's office to allow her ADAs to specialize in areas. She said making it more efficient via restructuring resulted in her office attaining a 100% homicide conviction rate and saving taxpayers more than $250,000. Salavantis discussed the lack of funding for law enforcement being a top challenge, recapped the gang task force efforts, her work with the school districts, and with regard to elder abuse education. She said she wants to put forfeiture money from homes into programs supporting law enforcement. DeLuca said that he will not promise taxpayers a reduction nor work to reduce costs. To the contrary, any savings he may generate if elected will be re-injected into other programs. He made it clear if saving taxpayer money is what the people want, he is not the candidate. Conversely, Salavantis said she will continue to look for ways to save taxpayers money. On 3 different occasions, Vito DeLuca was visibly agitated, complaining about the time constraints of the debate and that the moderator would not allow him to speak beyond the allocated time. The moderator reminded him that he agreed to the debate terms prior to it and the time constraints were the same for both candidates. DeLuca's closing statement focused on the need for greater attention on domestic violence. Salavantis' final remarks were about what leadership really means. Reporting for WYLN, I'm Tiffany Cloud.
Thank you, Tiffany. Time now for a first look at our forecast. Many are heading out for trick-or-treat nights in our area, but what kind of temperatures can they expect? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbachik's in the Weather Center with the details. Joe?
Well, thank you very much. Overall, this evening, at least, we're not going to have to worry about any precipitation. But again, it's going to be kind of cool across our area. Temperatures, for the most part, dropping down into the 40s. But again, it's dry. Not the case out toward the west, the leading edge of some heavier rain. But for our area, again, it's been dry across our area, and will stay dry as we head into this evening. There you can see those high temperatures past 24 hours, 50s and lower 60s. And right now, we have 48 in New Angola, 54 in Berwick, 55 in Bloomsburg, and 55 in Danville. A complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, WYLN's Gary Perna has details on a special dedication ceremony at the Hazleton Regional Airport. Stay tuned. That and much more coming up here on WYLN.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with Meteorologist Joe Garbachik, Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
There is something new to look for at your local SureSave supermarket. And quite frankly, when it comes to quality and price for your food, it's the best yet. The best yet means hundreds of items packaged at the peak of perfection and priced for the family budget. Look for the best yet label at your locally owned SureSave supermarket. When you see it, be assured of the great taste at a great price whenever you need it. From canned to fresh to frozen, for quality products at a better price, the best yet, now at your local SureSave supermarket.
4 years ago, DA Salavandis promised to end corruption, yet she dismissed in secret over 3 dozen valid DUI charges. In one case, a woman over 2 times the limit told police she was filthy rich and knew people. Her case was tossed twice by Salavandis, once after the case was refiled by police. One offender almost ran over 2 police officers and another hit a house. 3 were tossed for offenders represented by lawyers affiliated with her first assistance law firm. Luzerne County needs real change. Vito DeLuca for District Attorney.
This morning, the Hazelton Regional Airport was officially dedicated. WYLN's Gary Perna has more.
This morning, the city of Hazelton dedicated the airport terminal at the Hazelton Regional Airport. The airport has undergone a major renovation, including a totally redone pilot's lounge. Hazelton Mayor Joe Yanuzzi said this is a great day for the city.
First impressions of pilots and passengers as they come out and they enter our terminal, and it was in deplorable condition. That was one of the things we wanted to change right off the bat, even though we changed the whole operation of the airport. We came in here and tried to get a design that would make it pleasing to the pilots and the lobby pleasing to passengers. So
a lot of work was done by students from the Hazelton Area Career Center, and many of the supplies were donated or given to the airport at a reduced rate.
We started out and we had no money. We went out to the contractors and suppliers, and they came through and gave us plenty of material and labor. Even the school district volunteered. They came out and did the demolition. The Godstein contractors came out and did all the labor for the work here. Other people donated materials, and this is the results we have. We have an outstanding pilot's lounge that people come in and say it is beautiful. Matter of fact, 3 pilots were here yesterday and said that it's one of the best that they've been in it, and they fly to a lot of airports.
The city is awaiting to hear if they will receive more money from the state to renovate the lobby of the airport. The staff at the airport has worked hand in hand with the FAA to make sure the Hazelton Regional Airport stays open and continues to serve the area.
The mayor said with the dedication being done here today and showing off part 1 of the project, there is still a lot of work to be done here at the Hazelton Regional Airport. He said he will continue through the rest of his term to make sure that work continues and it continues to bring money to the city. At the Hazelton Regional Airport for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazelton received a prestigious award today for the 7th year in a row. The hospital was presented with the American Stroke Association's Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus Award. We spoke with Dr. Anthony Valent on what it means for the hospital and the community.
This award represents the fact that we are administering stroke care to our patients that come into our emergency departments. That's being recognized by the American Heart Association as being premier in the area, as well as nationally and internationally. Well, obviously we're very proud of this, but in addition to being proud of it, we also realize what this represents for our community, and that our folks in the community should know that when they come to Lehigh Valley Hazelton, that they're getting this type of care if they come in with stroke or stroke symptoms.
The award recognizes the hospital's commitment of treating stroke patients with a high standard of care according to nationally accepted standards. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazelton has also been recognized as a recipient of the American Stroke Association's Target Stroke Elite Honor for the past 4 years. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk is back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, students at North Schuylkill High School in Schuylkill County were out painting the town to celebrate fall and Halloween. That and much more, including sports, coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazelton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services, including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton. The new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
On Friday, November 6th, the LSC Wiltsey Performing Arts Center will present Elvis Lives On, starring Nick Musician. Nick portrays Elvis through all the stages of his dynamic career, from the hip-swinging 50s and 60s to the thrilling 68 comeback special and the unforgettable 70s Vegas years. Nick does it all. He's got the look, the moves, the voice that will take you back in time. Doors open at 6:30 and showtime is 7 p.m. Tickets are $5 each. Elvis Lives On, Friday, November 6th at the Wiltsey Center.
Well, not a bad way to end our work week across northeastern Pennsylvania. Dry conditions, nice for the high school football games. A little bit cool for the most part in the 40s, but hey, we'll take it for this time of year. And heading into the weekend, not looking bad for our Halloween, that being on Saturday. Maybe a couple of scattered showers for Sunday, but that pretty much is about it. But again, a delightful day across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Not as warm as what we've seen the last couple of days, but overall, pretty good as we end October. Live 35 Skycast Doppler, nothing to show you from Wilkes-Barre through Scranton, Berwick, Allentown, Bloomsburg, Williamsport, all points remaining dry. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, we're in the mid to upper 40s. And again, a little bit of a breeze out there coming in 10, 11 or so miles per hour. Not all in all excessive. Temperature-wise, 52 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 47 in Mount Pocono. Still in the mid to upper 50s to 60 degrees in Philly and Allentown. 57 in Selinsgrove, 52 in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, mid to upper 40s to lower 50s. Winds now coming from the northwest, bringing in that chillier air, averaging about 5 to as much as a 10, occasionally up to 15 miles per hour. Notice the clouds, most of them, few of them I should say, out toward central and western PA. For our area, not looking too bad as we progress through the evening and nighttime hours. Things looking pretty nice. A little bit chilly, but as we go into tomorrow, it does shape up to be a pretty nice day, but kind of cool. Notice some rain out toward the west. Some of those showers will start to spread toward the east. I think as we go into our Sunday, may have to deal with a couple of scattered showers. Not a whole lot, but a lot of clouds around, that's for sure. Temperature-wise tonight, dropping down into the 30s. Now, there might be some upper 20s, but I think mostly in the 30s as we head through the overnight hours. A cool one for tomorrow, and as we wake up early in the morning on Sunday, you'll be greeted with generally temperatures in the 40s. So high pressure just toward the southeast as we head into tomorrow. We start out dry and, like I said, maybe a couple of showers scattered in Sunday. And speaking of Sunday, as we go into our Sunday right at 2 o'clock in the morning, set your clocks back 1 hour. Or you probably don't want to do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. You can do it before that. But always remember, when you set those clocks back, to always change the batteries in your smoke alarms as well as your carbon monoxide detectors. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next couple of days. Overall, not looking too bad for tomorrow, which is Halloween, mid to upper 40s. 30s as we head into tomorrow night, so dress warm for trick-or-treating, and then a couple of scattered showers, not a whole lot for Sunday. And then look at next week. It gets nicer once again. Temperature-wise, we will be up into the 60s. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the pick 2, 1, 4, the pick 3, 6, 5, 8, and the pick 4 numbers 9, 7, 3, 2. The pick 5 numbers looking like this: 1, 7, 159, treasure hunt numbers 5, 13, 16, 21, and 30. Stick around. We'll have lots more for you coming up after this break.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
It's Octoberger. The sale's so big they named a month after it.
2015 Buick LaCrosse, $4,000 discount and 0% financing. Or save $3,000 or 0% financing on this 2015 all-wheel drive Buick Enclave. Save over $5,000 on this 2015 GMC Sierra Denali Crew Cab.
Burger Buick GMC Cadillac, just off exit 145 on 91 in Hazleton.
Burger family dealerships, drive with experience.
Jack Mundy has reigned on City Council like a king for 14 years and wants to be mayor. But we need a new blueprint for Hazleton and a mayor with vision, new ideas and solutions. A man with a plan who will work with council, business leaders and residents to achieve progress for Hazleton now.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cassett, and I want to be your next mayor of Hazleton.
It's time to stop King Jack in his tracks and free our city from the political dark ages. Vote Cassett.
The fall Halloween tradition continues in the North Schuylkill School District as many local businesses have their windows painted by local students. For over 60 years, students at North Schuylkill Junior-Senior High School have been painting the town during Halloween. 70 students ranging in grades 7 through 12 had the opportunity to paint a local business's window in a Halloween-themed drawing. Carrie Hampton, the art teacher at North Schuylkill, said the students who were chosen are doing an excellent job and are excited that their paintings will be displayed for all to see.
Well, it starts normally, the kids do a drawing for about 2 weeks, they work on it, and then they turn it in with colored pencil. It's open to the whole school. You can see there's one over here. It's just on like 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Every year we come up with a theme and we do a theme. And then this year it's called Fall Fairy Tale. So they each have to do a fairy tale, but in their own way. We also do paints. They're supposed to get their own sponges and everything, and then they choose a town window. It's really exciting because a lot of the town people participate and everybody gets really excited doing it. I know that we get excited being an art teacher, seeing something go from a small sheet of paper to a giant window where everybody can enjoy it.
Students are also competing for prizes.
We ask for donations from the businesses who generously give us money, and then what we do is we combine all those funds and we come up with first prize, second prize, third prize, and then maybe an honorable mention or two.
Students that we spoke with say they love coming out and being able to show off their artwork to their hometown.
At first, I didn't think I would be picked because I didn't think mine was that good, and then I did, and I was excited. The theme was fall fairy tale, so I thought of like a princess and like kind of like dead stuff. So then I started drawing that up there, and that's how I do it.
I think it's really fun. I did it last year, and this year I'm doing it now. I think it's really exciting that even though you're not allowed to, people don't know who painted it, but it's still really fun.
Hampton said she's happy to see the tradition continuing in the district and encourages other students to participate.
The paintings so far that we've seen are absolutely excellent. The kids are blending really well. They're really using what we taught them. I'm very happy with everything.
The paintings at the local businesses in Ashland, Frackville, Girardville, Gordon, and Ringtown will stay up for the next week. So if you happen to be traveling through the North Schuylkill School District, make sure to check out all the great artwork that the students have created. Well, it was a fun Halloween party for the young students at the Helping Hand Society as they celebrated Halloween with their teachers and their friends and, of course, their parents. Synoski, surrounded by some of her students, said everyone had a great time today during their annual parade and party.
They have fun. They have a great time dressing up and waving to their mom and dad and taking pictures with them. They do a great job.
The students also got to carve their own pumpkins this afternoon, and for all of our viewers, they had a very special message for everyone.
Scary, scary! Only pretend. Only pretend. Only pretend. Here, honey. Big smile.
Coming up next, Eric DeBaradinas is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
'Tis the wicked season, and the DeLuca Law Firm website. Vito's been defending drug dealers for years and advises not to talk to police because they have no desire to help you. But Vito will, even if you're caught with these drugs. He says he's helped many people avoid the harshest penalties, and he has. But now he wants to be a district attorney, and that is scary. Because we think drug dealers should have harsh penalties, don't you?
Welcome to WYLN Sports. I'm Gabriella Justin in for Eric DeBerardinis. Tonight is the second to last game of the regular season in high school football. Tonight there are huge matchups across northeastern Pennsylvania. We kick it off with WYLN's Game of the Week.
We have to run the ball like we always do. Last week we had no success running the football, which obviously puts us in a bad spot. You know, the games we've been successful in, we've run the ball effectively and we're able to build off of that with the play action passes. And defensively, we have to put Ramsey in the ground.
The Hazleton Cougars are coming off of a tough loss to Wyoming Valley West. However, the Cougars are looking to put the 49-3 loss to the undefeated Spartans in the past and are moving forward to tonight's matchup against the 3-5 Daniel Boone Blazers. Hazleton also enters tonight's game with a 3-5 record. The Blazers have been dealing with some detrimental injuries this season, one key injury being their starting quarterback, Nick Hughes. Last season, Hughes was nearly a 2,000-yard passer. Unfortunately for the Cougars, last week the Blazers gained back their star tailback, Sinke Ramsey, in their matchup against Pottsville. With both teams entering tonight's game with a 3-5 record, expectations are that Hazleton fans should have one entertaining homecoming game. Other top games in our area include matchups between Berwick and Coughlin, as well as Jim Thorpe and Blue Mountain. The 6-2 Bulldogs will host the 6-2 Crusaders in what will be Coach George Curry's final regular season home game as Berwick's head coach. Curry has been coaching high school football for nearly 4 decades. Earlier this season, his players detailed how they plan to make the 2015 season a season to remember.
Guy's a legend, you know. I'm so blessed to be able to be a part of it and have him coach me. So it's really exciting, and he does a great job, you know. I can see why he's the winningest coach in Pennsylvania.
Next week, Curry and the Bulldogs will meet up against the Hazleton Cougars at Harmon Guy Stadium for the final game of the regular season. The 7-1 Blue Mountain Eagles are hosting the undefeated Olympians of Jim Thorpe. Blue Mountain's only loss this season was an away game against Lehighton, where the Eagles fell to the Indians by 1 touchdown in a 36-29 loss. All of tonight's games will kick off at 7 p.m.
WYLN is switching up its programming for one day only, this Saturday, October 31st. WYLN is proud to be broadcasting the Bloomsburg vs. East Stroudsburg game, thanks to Sports Fever TV. The game is set to kick off in East Stroudsburg at 1 p.m. WYLN's new programming schedule for Saturday is up on your screen now. So if you'd like to catch your favorite WYLN shows this Saturday, make sure to jot down these time changes. Later tonight, the Mets will have an 8:07 Eastern Time pitch against the Royals in Queens as they attempt to get out of an 0-2 series hole. Stay tuned. Coming up next, Joe Garbachik is in with one final look at tonight's forecast.
Well, don't forget, like I said, as we head into this weekend, Saturday night going into Sunday morning, make sure you turn your clocks back 1 hour. That means there's 25 hours in a day. And you get that extra hour of sleep. And as always, when you turn your clocks, whether they're ahead or backwards, always change the batteries in your smoke alarms and also your carbon monoxide detectors. Overall, not looking too bad as we go into the weekend. There is that chance of a couple of scattered showers as we go into our Sunday, but at this point in time, doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot across our area. And if you like the mild weather, well, it looks like those mild temperatures are going to return as we start going into next week. I think most of next week we probably will see temperatures getting up into the 60s, so hopefully you'll get a chance to get out and enjoy Mother Nature a little bit as we progress through next week, because boy, it's going to be pretty nice out there temperature-wise, but this weekend it's going to be a little bit cool across our area. But the good news is, whether you're doing trick-or-treating tonight or whether you're doing it tomorrow night, it's going to be dry. And for the most part, I think temperatures will be in the 40s, so it's going to be cool out there. You're going to have to definitely dress warm being outdoors. But again, no rain to talk about whatsoever, at least until Sunday. And then as we go into next week, that's something we can definitely look forward to. Enjoy those 60s while they last, because they're going to be short-lived. And we know probably what's just around the corner, which we won't mention at this point in time, but it's enjoy
We already
it.
had frost, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
we did.
like we know what's coming. But at least for the trick-or-treaters and, of course, the parents that'll be going with them, it'll be not raining, but it'll still
dry.
be chilly. So just dress appropriately, of course, and try and keep warm.
That's
out there.
right.
But that's all that matters.
What's Joe dressing up as? Has he decided?
No.
Eric
I
gave
don't
you a
know yet.
deadline of today, and he's not here, so I'm gonna have to text him and tell him.
What can I say?
All right.
I got nothing.
Well, for everyone out there, make sure you have a very safe and happy Halloween. If you're going out trick-or-treating, just be careful. Have a good weekend, everyone.